having a little bit of time dilation here.
The Sim's got a memory leak. We gotta freeze this motherfucker.
If you're going to talk amongst yourselves, take it to IM so you don't interrupt the speaker.
Tick, 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 tick. Hi.
Okay, anyway, I'm Hydra Shafto with both Les Squid and Ninja Weasel
One heck of a
Studios.
guy.
Everybody knows you. I'm the hot one. And, okay, we got Two Griffin, who is also Griffin Ayub in Second Life. He's done some amazing stuff, I can say that much.
Been there for, I've been there for 4 years now.
Been there a long time.
Zoom pop!
And this is Elty Stokowski.
Hey, when's my mom going to be ready?
And we got another fellow at Tiger Crossing who's been in Second Life since day one. He may show up, he may not. We'll find out. But, okay, anyway, I'm going to get started here. Thank you all for coming. Second Life, well, anybody in here not play it, just curious about it?
I don't know what you are talking
Okay, we
about,
got
Mr.
some.
Hydra.
Well, Second Life is a virtual reality world created by Linden Labs. It started up, I believe, in what, 2003?
2002 to 2003.
Yeah. And it's just been growing like mushrooms on a cow pile ever since then. It's big now, and we hold some pretty big events in it. It's very, very good for furries, I can say that much. You can get in it, you can be whatever you want to be. You can create whatever you want to create. It doesn't matter. There's room for everybody in it. So it's just a good place to be. Good place to, just not be alone, go be with people that are like yourself. That's one of the main things I like about it. And I've really grown to be a part of the furry community there, and I just love it. I love working for it. So, without further ado, we're going to show a promo video we put together.
In case anyone
I don't
hasn't
have QuickTime 7, I'm sorry.
Dougal.
Hey, Julio! Hey, George!
This is footage I took in Lustwood, and there's the second.
There's Stotty.
Where?
Sure.
Behind
Oh, son of a
Hydra.
bitch.
Like if I'm in here,
That's
I'm
the
gonna
end.
scream. Yeah, there's.
Hydra and Sugar.
Just some random wandering I did around a few cool sims, just showing off basically the capabilities of the world, what it can do. It's pretty damn amazing. That's a Ninja Weasel Rabbit. This is some scenes from, this is Sugar. It's my favorite sign in the whole game.
Taco Hell.
Ninja Weasel Studios.
And these are some of the avatars that are available.
That's the best avatar.
We will be giving out some of these avatars.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Seriously?
These are
No way.
samples
No
of,
way.
avatars that are in the vendor units, vending systems. Most of you already know how to use these. For those that you don't, just walk up to them, pay for what you want, put it on, and you're a furry.
You've been
Yeah,
practicing
it was a little
this.
bit laggy that day. But
Hey, I see Hunter's cord shooting there.
There we go. Oh, shoot.
It's right underneath this. I have that
Chinese
folder.
dragon, and my cute
The Riven Imp.
that's the ribbon elf. Clouded leopard, and Jagani.
Is that how you say that?
Juggan.
Well, I call
Jog.
it Jagani.
I call them the chocolate mint doggies.
Animus Jackal,
Should just come online.
and my boss.
Love.
Yeah, I just had to do the hearts thing. It's cool.
Taco.
Taco.
Hey there.
I'm Cheshire.
This is a sim called Cheshire. It's belongs to Satch Flynn, who's Sean Keller, and he's developed it to be like an Indiana Jones Temple of Doom excursion. It's really cool. This is Ninja Weasel.
Tokachi City.
This is Tokachi, belongs to Ninja Weasel. That's Kyle.
Well,
He is here, actually.
somewhere.
Showing off some more
Who?
interesting avatars.
Sam. You sick. Ice.
Okay, and that's it. Just a little video I put together with a lot of Mitchie's help splicing that together. Shows off some of the features of Second Life. First of all, does anyone have any questions just about the basic premise of the world? Maybe of any of you folks that haven't played it yet?
No.
Okay. What now?
How much does it cost?
Second Life can cost you anywhere between nothing and $500,000 a month.
Everything in the world.
Just so you know, it costs more for me to pay my virtual property taxes than it does to pay my real property
Yes.
taxes.
However, it could see when I first got on trial, just the normal basic membership cost $10, but that was for life. But now it's just free, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just free for a
So
basic
you get on and
account.
get basic membership for free. So One you character don't. per email address.
Yeah.
And if you want to buy land, they just insert an IV in your arm and they drain it from
They start
there.
sucking the money out. Yeah.
May I suggest the 1 year subscription for buying land is a whole
I
lot
think the
better.
basic is $77
Yep.
for a 1 year subscription.
The basic pricing is $9.95 a month, $22.50 for 3 months, $72 for the year for the premium membership. With the premium membership, you get access to building and a number of other things, and you get a monthly stipend of 500 Linden. Linden is the in-game
Weekly,
currency.
weekly, 500.
That's correct.
So,
I thought they were going to stop that.
And really, Second Life currency is traded against the dollar and I believe the euro.
So
So
you still get the basic.
it's
difference.
very much considered a good business practice to trade your lindens in for dollars or trade your dollars for lindens.
Yeah, I know
It's
that
very
much.
much how the economy works.
If you can get a really good job in Second Life, you can actually get a few extra real bucks out of it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it helps out quite a bit, and I mean, it's a lot of work, but hey, it's a good thing to do.
Well,
You got-
strangely enough, I know a lot of people who are actually really intimidated just by looking at the thing. But honestly, at first, it's a little bit, it's like, there's so much stuff that it's kind of creepy, but you get the hang of it really fast.
Yeah.
It's amazing how fast you can actually, who was it, Ninja Weasel.
Yeah.
When
He was making, he was making an avatar in the first hour he was there.
Right.
He just started whipping one up, and now he's like one of the best AV makers in Second Life. Well, I think,
He still is,
because he made a really nice Griffin.
and I work for him.
And and that's so.
Well, we'll be.
We have questions for
$3 for 1,000 rupees right now.
It fluctuates.
ticket
Dope.
from Second Life, basically, from what I was making.
Oh, great.
Yay! See, who says that that doesn't go for anything? A lot of landowners, builders, shop owners pay. Are you online right now?
Yes, he is. If you want, I could run
LT is a
upstairs
stealthy
real quick.
ninja.
I could just run upstairs real quick.
$60 a month, is it?
No, $39.99.
$39.99 a month for that access.
And depending on where you work, you can get like a 15 to 30% discount.
Yeah.
Only available in some areas. Let's see. Okay. Not available everywhere.
what access?
See.
Shady.
I see a few I know there.
Shoddy.
0.5 megapixels.
Shoddy
Chromal.
Adamu.
Cromwell is like a great audio guy. He helps the streaming. Another thing you can do that's really cool in Second Life is every sim that you go into, every area will have a different streaming radio station. You go in there and you can stream radio stations. But also, if you want to, you can get a guy to stream some stuff out live, so you can get live DJs and live people. And Cromwell's the guy who does it for. Yeah, he's a good guy at that. So.
And two has done some of his rather famous shows, complete with excellent DJing.
Oh, I have
For a
crashed Sims.
He
It's
has.
been wonderful.
It's beautiful. We're packing in like 80 to 100 people for his event.
Bye.
Not the best connection, obviously, but it
No.
works.
Cromwell says hello to AC crowds.
For shizzle.
Yay.
Oh, Shady's there.
But yeah, lately I've also started bringing in live music, live performers, and I'm trying to do that at the first of every month. Next month we're going to be having Ginky playing,
Until she crashes again.
doing live music, and it's actually turned out
Shoddy.
quite good.
And now we're going to sit here for the rest of the thing watching him play.
Yes. Shiny.
Sit on the.
Everybody's just going to sit here and watch.
Sit on the on-the-air side, wander around.
Dude, if I could get on my computer right now, I'd go.
You don't need to.
Oh, wait, it's Lustwood, PG, that's right.
No, it's gonna be. Wow, what a brain break.
Discuss events a bit.
Events? Like what?
Well, the ones you've done for me, mainly.
Yeah, I've done a few things for Lustwood, actually. They approached me once and they said, hey, we're going to have an opening for a party, and would you like to DJ that? And I was like, okay.
I remember that.
So, I posted it on my live journal, and I was expecting, a good, 20 or 30 people to show up to the thing, and they had to eventually wrangle up 3 whole Sims.
Something like that, yeah.
To fit the whole party in, because what, did 150 people or so show up?
Well, we had about 90 actually in world, and then a bunch of outside listeners too.
The best part about it is that a couple of the Lindens showed up. They popped in and just went like that, and they're looking around, and I think it was you or somebody got hold and said, hey guys, what you doing around? And they're like, oh, we just, we were looking at the stats on what the sim is doing right now, and we thought it was under attack. So they were coming to find if there was somebody actually attacking the sim. And it's like, nope, just a party going on. Didn't they say it was one of the highest use weekends of the history of Second Life? So it was fun. Yeah, wonderful 5 frame a second dances and all. And I got a beefy one too. So.
Slowly resing in, but that's well good.
Well good.
Those of you that don't know, that's one of the main furry, just general products, avatars, everything stores in Second Life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If anybody's wondering, it's a ripoff of Target.
Don't say that.
Thankfully, it doesn't smell like vomit in there.
That's my favorite sign in all of Second Life.
Taco Bell Express, isn't that great?
Not that taco.
It does the poop ice cream though.
By the way, that thing is free in case you didn't know. You can just take one.
I'm so tempted to run
Keep it
upstairs
in
to
your
my computer
inventory
right
and
now.
it will haunt you while you sleep.
Come do the Cosby gestures.
I'm
for
tempted to
everybody.
go up to my computer right now.
Go jump in front of the camera
Yeah,
with Sahi.
there's
Captain
quite a
America
bit of
mask.
furry commerce going on.
If
as
he
you
lets
may
me
have
on that
noticed.
laptop, that's
it's
what I'm
a
gonna
major
do.
part of Second Life's economy.
Like 40%?
Something. It's
I have no clue. I'll just pull a number out of my butt and say 25% of Second Life is furry.
Yeah.
Maybe.
it's more than that. I think.
Yeah, I think
Could be. You got a lot of part-time furries too. We've converted quite a few people.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Well, avatars that cute. It's bound to happen.
Hard to resist.
Yes. We have Lindens who run around, and they, I think, have furry tendencies now because they will show up poof, as a fox.
Philip is a skunk, which is acceptable for him.
Some of the Lindens actually went to further confusion, I think.
Yes.
they did.
Oh, by the way, in case, I just wanted to throw this out there. I didn't know this until a couple of days ago, but there is apparently a Second Life convention.
Yes.
Yes, SLCC.
Second Life
SLCC.
Yeah. Yeah, Lustwood is one of the major supporters of that.
Yeah, Lustwood and Ninja Weasel will both be there. All of Lustwood and I think 3 Ninja Weasels will be there, and so you can meet us all there.
Is this a real convention or?
Yes, it's real. It takes place in San Francisco, August. LT, do you know
August
the exact
18th, 19th, 20th.
Yeah, the
That's it.
18th,
They have a couple of.
The days of my birthday.
Online too.
Yeah.
So now that the room is filled up a little bit, who now has not played Second Life or is just curious about it?
And who has seen it?
Play Second
So
Life.
4 of you. So okay, 5. So this is basically a convention where we get to hang out and talk about stuff we already know.
Yes.
Awesome. Because,
As anticipated,
See, that's
it has
funny
become the
part, because,
Second Life
you
meet.
got noobs. It's wonderful because you get the noobs, and the first thing that you can tell when somebody is a noob is that they have a big generic block on their head.
Yes. And wearing your underwear.
Yeah, where? Now,
It says I'm a noob on the
I
side.
got in trouble for this. Don't do this, okay? Which really means do this sometime. You go into a welcome area, usually by accident, because no one goes there on purpose anymore. And there's all these new popping in, and of course there's going to be every one of them, every now and then, is just going to walk up to you and it's like, could you give me your money? You know, they do that. I want some money.
Lyndon,
I want
please.
some weapons, and they want weapons. They think it's some kind of, you know, creepy first-person shooter or something. So you have to scoot them off and stuff. Well, I found out how to deal with them. You say, okay, here's how you get money. You see the L up there in the corner? Those are Lindens. Okay, to get Lindens, what you have to do is find a guy named Lyndon and shoot them. I've read the police report before with these, every now and then these little confusing entries like, some dumbass shot Philip Lyndon. He's gone. A lot of fun stuff. I just bought a bunch of new land recently.
Yes, you did.
I thought I saw you somewhere else.
What the hell are those?
They are legal pennies.
I don't know, but you just lagged out there, buddy.
That's LT leaking money because there's so much.
You're in the void. No, those are pennies.
No, we went to the
That is the
void.
Lushwood answer when somebody comes and says, can you give me some money? Well, sure thing. And pennies rain from the heavens and impact their skull rather viciously for about a minute or two. And
Works like a charm.
just because they're not going to just put one of them be jerks, if you click one, it does actually give you a Linden.
One. Single unit. Linden.
Actually, we did find, I got launched into the void real good once. Yes. Somebody made a beach ball. Just a ball
Oh, no.
that bounces. You were there that night, weren't
Yes, I was.
you? And so they're like, hey, everybody sit on the ball. I can't remember who's doing it. It's being cruel.
I forget who it was.
So,
Like Katamari
yeah,
said, I think.
Katamari or something said, yeah, get on the ball. So we all sat on the ball.
Jesus Christ.
And then she teleported the thing to 5,000 meters up. Suddenly the sky were like, what the hell? It dropped and it bounced. All of us on it. And we wound up in this place where, you know, you try to go forward and you do the moonwalk.
Yeah.
Things were crazy, you couldn't see each other. And it's like the Tool video every now and then your arm would do this. We were somewhere in limbo. I don't know where we were.
Limbo's actually a sim. You can't.
Is it Limbo Sim?
Well, that's where you got sent.
Take them to the gallery. LT, the gallery.
Zip, zop, zip, bit bop.
It's the TARDIS.
Yeah. There's a lot of Prometheus is another furry sim in case you didn't know. It's a really good sim.
I've been like
Prometheus is
8 million
excellent
meters
place
up
to
once.
go.
It was scary.
It's actually quiet. It's one of the places
That
if you
orbit
want to
command
hang
is
out
pretty
for-
bad. I'm still falling! That thing's broke. It just keeps on sending you up now.
Well, give things over, resident. We're kind of running very basic broadband here because we
Yeah.
we hacked the internet.
So you have to bear with us for a
Man,
moment.
come. I'm so tempted to go upstairs right now. Pop in where LT.
You should.
I
Who's
should.
been over to Fur Nation?
Today was not a good idea on this connection.
No, I'm not saying go there. I'm asking
Okay.
who's been there. Fur Nation.
Oh, you're in Prometheus.
Who goes to Lag
Bull.
I
Nation?
got a lot of stories about Fur Nation. Well, you've heard it. I've told that one before. That was great because if you've been to Fur Nation, you kind of know.
Can't keep a straight face looking at this thing,
Usually
you know
a
you
whole lot of
can't.
furs there, and they've got a whole lot of accessories on themselves. And it can kind of get lagged sometimes. And you know, it's funny when you walk across the border of a sim. It's like it's fine, and you're walking, and then suddenly, yeah. And you know it's a sim that's lagging, and it happens all the time. It was like a nightmare. I was in Luskwood, and I was hanging out, and I thought I was going to zap myself to Fur Nation. So
There's no guarantee I'll have
I zapped
connection
myself to
on it.
Fur Nation, and the first thing I saw when stuff rezzed was
are you-
a very large
You're
fox
going
with
to
a
videotape this
diaper
entire
on.
thing?
And it
Videotaping
went,
this entire thing?
Birdie! Because
You have
the
to
sim
send it
was
to me.
lagging, so I was trying to run, but it was like, he's chasing me, Birdie! It It was like a nightmare. It really was. I pulled the computer. I unplugged
There's
it.
no guarantee. If she stays in law school, I'm going to go
Yeah, the
upstairs.
brief, we have Second Life article.
And you and your clothes dying.
You going to the gallery?
No, this is that's Perry Sim, where Luskwood generally holds its events, and well, there's the hole that is Luskwood.
Giant
eventually.
LT head.
Pub giant LT head.
Well, anyways, we're going to be at the first of each month attempting to hold live musicians, singers. We've already had success with this, and it's worked really well. So feel free to drop by.
Trim crash.
That's a big dragon.
When they say anything.
They mean
I have one of those.
Sitting on the vendor. What's he doing that?
it is a British dragon.
Buy it or I eat you.
By the way, if you sit in the tree, if you go inside the tree, there's this really nifty little ledge where they built one of the little vendors into the tree, and there's still a little piece of vendor on the inside of the tree, and you can hang out on that thing and listen to everybody's conversation, and they don't know you're there.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many people knows about that?
Yeah.
All the sound.
Okay, that ain't a secret after all.
Yeah, right there. I saw a taco get stuck in there once.
There's also several places that streams the pop edge.
Yeah. Yes, there is. No place to stream the pop-eds. There's Shady Adamant.
Let's say all total, there's probably, 15 furry sims in Second Life?
About that.
That's probably a good estimate. I haven't counted recently, but
There's new ones opening all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, there's at least 30 now.
At least 30?
No,
Okay.
not counting it.
Well,
Not counting.
it caters to every interest, so there's room for you. Whatever your kink or whatever you prefer, just find your niche. It's there for you.
Yep. This is true. And you've covered about all of them
Yeah, pretty much.
in one guy.
So is there an idiot's guide to Second
So,
Life type book?
here,
A
Elton,
what now?
make a ball and sit on it and then throw it up to 5,000 feet and bounce.
No, we're in the,
I swear, you'll wind up in limbo.
no, we're in the process of writing that book.
What was your question, sir?
I guess what is it like? You just go to the website and will be things explaining things.
Yes.
SecondLife.com.
This is what happens if you go too high.
Yeah, if you go too high, that's what you turn into.
And how
What do you like, a
about 1
million,
million meters?
A million
a
kilometers.
million kilometers in the air?
No, it's called some of
No longer
these
render gravity.
Yeah, the computer can't really keep up with all that, so it just makes you go
for that whole set.
That's called a tumor box.
That's called Chernobyl fur.
Back in the old days, we had a thing called drift, and when you landed, your avatar still
Now, this
looked
was
like that.
someone who said,
Yes, it
You
is.
walk around like that?
No, you begged the person who made it for you, please give me another one.
Oh, really?
It's Tiger Crossing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's,
Well, Tiger is one of the first furs in SL. I believe number 4.
I think Roxy was the one that got me in. So
yeah, Roxy was there. Yeah.
So Roxy's one first. Okay. Well, Tiger, would you like to add a few things?
I'm just glad as we go along. I don't know what I can.
Okay. Well, talk about the beginning of SL.
Well, when did you guys start?
We started.
I started not long after you, actually.
Yeah, I started about a month after.
I'm fairly
out of
new.
Beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was around July.
I think yeah, you were just a month or two after me.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Well, there was actually
It was a lot smaller back then.
There's a lot smaller. There's a lot of history. We can talk about the SA wars. Remember the SA wars between the furs and the SA dudes?
Could you show them to this brand new feature they had of that Flexi Friends and
Yeah, they have flex prints now.
Yes.
Oh boy, did they have the day they made flex prints. Flex prints are just suddenly you can take a prim and you can blow it in the wind or it'll do this.
It's floppy.
That was National Penis Creating Day. The first day that came out, everybody's sitting around working on penises.
They're all rather badly circumcised because you can't attach things to the end of the dang.
Yeah, you can't. It just sort
So
of
it's sort of cut off. I have a white tiger avatar. And my tail swishes.
Yeah.
It jumps off.
Oh, it's a chop.
Flat.
Oh, no. They'll figure out a way
Okay,
to.
well, these are flex trims.
There's some flex trims right there. They'll use chemical monsters. There will be flex trims.
And then make them fluffy.
Hair is where things
This also opens up avenues for you.
Yeah, you are the king master. What is it?
And they're obviously much more dynamic on a faster connection. The cell phone
Yeah.
held up a little bit.
Interestingly enough, the whole thing, it doesn't actually take as much processing power as you might think, because one of the neat things, and actually rather unique things about Second Life, is that a good portion of the calculations that it does is handled server side.
Yes.
So all these things are being generated, by the server.
All the physics.
All the physics and all the stuff, yeah.
Their machines.
Yes?
What I would say is,
The laptop
like this
runs like a really
laptop,
big desktop.
that's all right. But what you have to steer clear is anything with the integrated Intel or SIS graphics. You need a dedicated ATI or NVIDIA card in a laptop or any
Those help a
computer
lot.
to really help out Second Life.
Yeah.
If you don't, you'll be running.
One that has separate video memory too.
Yeah. The new MacBooks are great, especially the MacBook. Well, not the MacBooks so much. The MacBook Pro. The MacBooks use the integrated VAD graphics, and they will run very slowly.
Actually, there's even it even works on Linux. They even have a Linux.
One of the gentlemen in here, Mav, he goes by Merrick. Yes, he's been working to debug the Linux client.
Oh yeah?
Good, quite good progress. He's next. Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's having a high.
Yes, I do. There was there was a point where did anybody actually ever listen to 2 Cents show? At Club Fur, remember how at the beginning of every show I'd say, we're streamed on Second Life in Second Life in Club Fur. That's another place you're streamed. One night I went there, and for those of you who know the show, you'll know this. The whole place was filled with bees. He built bees and put them all over the place. Bees! There's a map of everything, except there's a map of...
There's a map of LT's heads.
Giant LT head.
Giant decoy hydra.
Laughing too much.
This is the map of the battle between the starfish and the little green man. This kind of looks like Sim Earth, that's what this is. This is Sim Earth. These are the sentient starfish, and oh my god, they've been destroyed. You used the nuke, why did you do that?
It's much more fun.
Where are we at?
Oh, this is slowly rising in Takachi City, which is the new location of Ninja Weasel Studios. It's out on an island. Yeah, it's got some awesome architecture in it.
It is amazing how,
Which cost us a buttload, but it's there.
it's amazing how far the users have taken.
Yes.
I mean, we could have built this stuff back in the early days, but it's taken the huge amount of people with creative skills coming in, putting it together, and I'm still amazed when I go around the world. How much it's gotten better.
Oh god, it's gotten so much bigger too.
Yeah.
It's gotten bigger and better. You can just walk around. There's I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a street, and it goes all over the world. It's like an interstate. It goes everywhere except for of course.
There's also a Great Wall of China.
Oh yeah, that's the Great Wall.
But yeah, if you take off and walk on that road and just go through places, because a lot of times we're just wanting to we're wanting to go and hang out with our friends, so we zap where we want to go. But every now and then, if you just oh god. Speaking of Second Life characters, somebody goes by the door, and there he is. There we go. It's really nice. You get on the road and just walk around and see some of the stuff that people have done. It's crazy.
If you go inside the houses, they'll be prepared for whatever you find.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What the heck?
That's a
What is that? Boobs?
Yeah, that's boobs.
Yay, boobs!
You can't have boobs.
Boobs and staffs.
Yeah, that's Takachi Cathedral.
Those are a little bit.
Winch has a bit of a god complex when he stands behind the dais on that.
To me, like he's got a
it makes
boob
us all
complex.
He has one of those too.
Yeah.
Sir Wakazashi.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
John.
Is it just one server?
Don't laugh. Just there's a lot of people here who are on there. No, for every sim, there is a server.
Actually, no, there is.
Most of the mainland sims run 4 to a server.
So there are lots of them. There are hundreds of them.
3,000 servers.
Yeah, there's
Something like that.
millions of them.
It's mostly on dual Xeons.
So each square you
Okay.
see there, all those dots are the squares.
A little louder. Sorry, I can't hear.
You can just walk from one server to the next.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for the islands, there are islands. Except for the private islands.
Well, yeah.
That's
server.
Those are the main continents.
And
And there's a mainland connected.
Yes.
Each one of those names.
little bitty dots. These are people.
Yes, SL is quite a crowded place these days. If you're ever interested in shelling out $200 a month, you can also get a private island in Second Life and do whatever you want to with it.
It's $200 a month. You put $12.50.
Right, $12.50 up front.
get it.
So it's an investment, but if you're running a business, you can make it pay off.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Stahi's tormenting.
Stahi's being bad.
Stahi is coming to grief. The Second Life meeting.
Stahi, So I'm not the only one that does that when Stahi shows up.
Notice that he's out of his chair now.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was great. Stahi showed up and everyone went,
Yes.
Yeah, so speaking of stuff, too, when you show me up at my property again so we have another random shootout.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had random shootout, and because when you can report abuse, but if you don't want to, then you don't have to. And I showed up on what's your name, Terry Mouse, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Terry Mousehold on the...
Terry Mousehold. Yeah.
Okay, I know you.
And yeah, I showed up at him, and me and Stahi and him had this wonderful shootout. And
Which I won because I read the crate.
yeah, you read the crate and sat on it, which
Yeah.
of course. But you know what? They've got something to prevent that now. They've got this wonderful little gun, and you shoot a bullet, and if the dude is sitting down, the bullet stops right here until you stand up. You stand up, and that thing will knock you 6 sims away. We're gonna get one of these.
Someone will probably hand me that gun, like all the other 500 guns Terry had.
Yeah.
Okay, you had a question?
Yeah, how many avatars are bought these days versus how many people can still make their own? I see
Wow.
a lot of
That's a good question.
how people appear, and it's nice, but I imagine it didn't look that way in the early days.
No.
In the early days,
No.
I'm going to get to talking about some of the early stuff and some of the reasons why Second Life for the furry community looks like the way it does now. And I mean, one of the problems was that the amount of time it took to really build, and this is for an experienced builder, somebody their own personal avatar from scratch, is about 8 to 12 hours. Now, I mean, I don't know about you, but most people make at least $10 an hour doing their job, and you're looking, so it's $100 to build somebody an avatar. But in game money, no one wanted to pay 100th of that or 10th of that.
Yeah.
So I mean, there weren't that many. It wasn't that welcoming to the furry community because it was very prohibitively expensive or time-consuming to be able to get your first avatar.
Because in the beginning, everybody wanted their own avatar custom design. I mean, mine's a one of a kind.
Yeah.
Well, it's
it wasn't until they started mass producing.
the early days actually around. From what I've noticed about people is that a lot of them will buy an AV or two, but they'll also, every fur I know is at least experiment to some degree on building their own. And some of them, if they come up with something they like, they'll wear that around. In the beginning, when there weren't people, when LT hadn't, didn't have the collection of Luskwood, you couldn't buy it. It looked like a safari train wreck for a while. It really did. There were a lot of people wandering around with some crazy looking stuff on it, but it's actually, the skill level at building these things has gone up because, we now have, we kind of have a history to look back on. You can see what, you can take an avatar and study it, and that knowledge is added to the next person's, skill level, and it's getting better. Yeah.
Also, Linden Labs has introduced new shapes that we can use, especially the torus. Taurus Fu. Learn your Taurus Fu. It makes you strong.
Well, now that, well,
One of the things is, as part of understanding that a lot of people aren't going to invest the time or money or effort to build their own avatars, we have every avatar that we sell is fully modifiable. People, I've seen somebody buy a skunk, sit down, work at it for a couple hours, and they stood up and they're now a collie. And I mean, it's just really limited as to how much time you're willing to put in and how much imagination you have.
Exactly what I do with my own avatar. Just change from hair color to blue and yellow and just add teal snow.
Just curious about, is there any way to build offline and import?
I wish.
There is an
Really.
offline builder, but you cannot import.
Yes, you can.
There's an import?
Oh, yes.
There are ways,
You can't
but it's
capture
not.
anything offline.
Not easily. We'll say that. Not
There's
very
no
easily.
built-in way. There is a Linux client and an open source community working around that, and there are more tools that are showing up for people. One of the things is, everything you see in this every structure, every primitive, was created basically in the game via the build tools that are available to every person who's in the game. Anyone can sit down, you right-click on something, you go create, and then voila, you can just start making something right from the very get-go. And
It's too bad you don't get the noise either. Whoa.
well, in deference, I turned off the noises in Second Life and the. But yeah, I mean, basically everything that you see started out just like this. People put more time, more effort, some texture work, and now you have avatars, buildings, jet fighters, and pretty much anything else you can imagine.
Yep.
FlexiFrames.
Yeah.
They already showed. I covered those.
How well is the interface to the game defined? I mean, can you write scripts that will communicate with the game via XML to do things like building?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Yeah, there's a scripting language that you can put in game. You can put on your avatars. You can make it do things. Yeah.
Talking about scripting that you could use on your machine to communicate to run the building tool in the game.
Yes.
I built
There are auto
To a degree.
resistors too.
Email.
assembles things from nothing, parties and so forth. And now they have a lot more. Yeah, now they've got a lot more communication with the outside world. You have offsite information being built.
Oh no.
This will be all used.
Shoot it! Somebody out there, yeah, you had a question.
Question?
Yeah, hang on a second. We're having a question back here, yes.
You're talking about how there is the ability to have combat in the game, yet it's not really the focus of it.
Yeah.
Do they have certain sections?
Oh no.
I didn't get that last part. People are noisy. Say that again.
Yeah, there are. There are sims that are just for combat. One of them is called Roche.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, if you're asking for this, yeah, there are sims that are specifically for combat. However, a lot of people don't find them any fun because a lot of people have some cheap-ass weapons. Yeah, you walk into the thing and you're dead immediately. You have to have every shield in the world on, and people walk around in those sims just with a bunch of shields, shooting each other's shields to pieces, and it doesn't do anything. So it's just,
It's an arms
it's
race.
not a good idea. It's
Show
really,
up
it
the
wasn't. I guess it was a good idea in the beginning, but it just didn't turn out so well.
There's a good one called Samurai Island.
Oh yeah.
Which is very, very much, it's all Japanese theme, samurai type theme. And there's a lot of rules and regulations on how combat works.
That would be nice.
When it's structured, it works much better.
Yes.
There is also, for example, in-game Darklight, which is a role-playing
Yes, there is.
MMORPG entirely created with the scripting language within the game.
Yeah.
So you can kill your rats with swords. It's fixed for that in Second Life.
Thank God it's not a tabletop game, because if people were going virtual to sit around a table and play a role-playing game, I'm
We did that once.
Yeah, I know.
As long as they're not in the same city.
Over on Second Life. We normally play together chat.
Yeah, companies that make weapons that have a combat mechanism that doesn't use the standard Second Life, boom, you're 6 sims away and you disconnect. They actually have a little hit point, hit system, so it's kind of encapsulated that way. It doesn't get as retarded. But they are out there.
Yes, that's Samurai Island.
I ran into somebody with a fart weapon.
That was me.
a complete animation. You turned around and they fart on you and they blow you 3 sims away.
Sadly, that's true. Yes.
There were a couple other games I noticed in a sim called Big Cities Island. Might be in a couple other games. It's a laser tag game, which it runs basically on like that encapsulated battle system that Terry was mentioning.
Yeah.
It's like you just die for like 5 seconds.
You know,
Those are the games
I think that
nobody else plays, so it's broken.
if it's once you get on here, and you're first on there, of course the first time you're there, you're gonna be like, oh my god, and you're gonna want to play it for 48 hours straight. But I do believe that it is important to moderate yourself, or else you will get addicted to it. We found one day myself, I'm sitting in my room, and the TVs they have working TVs now. You can hook them up to a stream on the internet, and they will play in Second Life. Myself, one of my roommates, and one of my next door neighbors, who's also a fur, not within 50 yards of each other, we're sitting on Second Life in my living room, watching a TV in my living room on Second Life, and we had to go. Wait a minute, what are we doing? We can go and sit in the real living room.
Second Life was becoming your first life.
It happens to the best of us.
Yes, no kidding.
Called Tech Warfare.
Okay.
Also, the game Tringo from Second Life.
Yep.
It's now been brought to Game Boy Advance.
Right.
Really?
Yes.
It's also available on the website.
Holy crap.
There's also a card game starting up called Night Wars.
So the person who invented Tringo from Second Life, you got to deal with. Oh, he's so
Electronic
rich.
art. He's rich.
There was an article in Business Week. You didn't even
There's a warning number. It's called Bear Hammer 2000K.
Oh yeah?
Those are cute.
More or less the same concept. There's a little teddy bear pointed to the horse and all the other moves that you have in Warhammer.
Yeah, the bear hammer.
And it's very
Those are
expansive.
cute.
You buy your little sets of the game, make them, attack them, give these items, and you have little wars like that.
Wow, where's that?
It's crappy OS though. Well, LT has a few pictures that are quite
A few
interesting.
different questions people have asked. I've had some kind of pre-prepared answers to, as well as just some general pictures and just brief talks for the early Second Life and why Second Life kind of looks the way it does for the community these days.
You guys, anybody remember the bug where sometimes when you teleport, your feet would get stuck in the ground?
Where you like this?
And you couldn't move. You'd be like,
I've always spawned through the floor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be handing out some vouchers. These are for both one Ninja Weasel and one Luskwood avatar, and they have a nice dotted line, although it will mess up the LT signature on the back.
No.
But you can split these in half if you want and give one to a friend and keep the other for yourself. So I'll be giving these out to a few people in a few minutes.
Sorry, Mark.
Very much. Wow.
So I wanted to show.
This is where SL started.
Well, that is very true.
It's actually true.
The system of Second Life. I mean, a lot of people here have heard about the old MUDs, where you're moving north, you're attacking a Smurf, and eventually that led to something like World of Warcraft, which now has millions of people. But it's essentially the same exact game mechanic, where you're going north, you're attacking a Smurf, and it just takes off. And in a very real way, the World of Warcraft is a 3D MUD. And in much the same way, Second Life is really turning out to be what is essentially a 3D MUD, where it is an empty database, and users are basically just doing everything they can to fill it up with as much crazy stuff as they can. Here's another...
That is the second evolution.
Something a little earlier. It's something that was definitely not as quite as open-ended as Second Life has turned out to be. In the early days, these were furry avatars. I mean, I would wear that little pair of ears and a little tail, and wham, I would be going, oh my god, a furry.
Yeah, those are the old
Look, I know these people.
nostalgia.
That's where Dan and Mab's furry adventure started, right?
Yes, that's where Dan and Mab's, that's where DMFA started, yes. That's where it's based on. It's for Cadia.
Ooh, I'm about to run out of
Started
canvas
out, this was
space.
all that there was, but the toolkit was there for more.
And battery.
There were some early prototypes that, you know, weren't as detailed as necessarily modern avatars are, but, you know, people had fun with them. We have some of the earliest actual furry style avatars of more like the modern style where you'd actually build a head separately and then attach it to your avatar.